You see, the elite, the New World Order, thinks we're too stupid to understand what they're doing because they try to confuse it with so many different adjectives and pronouns and things of this nature, and they make a lengthy thing like a bill, 500 pages, thinking somebody, End Time Watchman's too stupid to go through 500 pages or 256 of the Civil Disturbance Manual. When, you know what, all I got's time. I don't have a job anymore. You didn't bank on that, did you? You figure when we got out of a job that we just go drink ourselves to death or smoke dope till we died, or we get on crack or something, or we bow down and beg for you to help us? No, no, no. Some of us have woke up and realized that, you know what? We had the rug pulled out from under us, and by God, we don't like it. Look, I want to tell you something. My 16-year-old and my 12-year-old daughter they got more sense in their friggin' big toe than any senator or congressman in the United States of America. You know why? Because they know the truth, and they stand on the truth, which is something that, by God, the senators and congressmen wouldn't know if it slapped them in the face. You see? They stand on truth. They don't stand on lies and corruption, and they don't buy their way back to somewhere. You bought your way back into office every friggin' term. Nobody's elected you. You bought your way in. But you won't admit it because you sold your daggum soul for a senator or congressman seat to the devil and to, by God, the love of money, because you get your friggin' pension, and you, by the way, you voted yourself a friggin' pay raise while millions of Americans out of work. And while I'm in it, let me just rant a little longer. And this supposed to be about earmarks. Why spend $150 million on a friggin' party for an illegal when the nation's bankrupt? Why didn't he come out and stick his little friggin' big, ugly, fat nose down from the air and put it down to his head, down to the floor, and say, look, the Bush administration, Republican and Democrat, has broke America. I ain't having a party. I'm going to put this nation back on track. I don't want all these Secret Service agents. I don't want all these Humvees, all this high-tech security. I just want to go to work for the American people. Leave me alone. We going to have us some fried chicken, collard greens, and we going in the White House to go to work. Hell no, he wouldn't do it. Because, by God, it's all about what he wants to be. $150 million on a friggin' party. And I'm so amazed. Watch this. End Time's finna make you real mad. I cannot take credit for this. I got to give my wife credit for it. I don't know where she got it from, but it was sent, and whoever sent it to her, they're a very intelligent person. They're awake, not asleep. They had a week's notice of the Hurricane Katrina coming. Listen to me, liberal. Listen to me, black guy. Listen to me, Mexican. Listen to me, white guy that was in New Orleans. They had a week's notice. Listen to me, Chocolate City, Ray Nagin, you bald-headed piece of crap. Okay? 1 week's notice to remove 85,000 people. So they wouldn't have to drown or defecate on their own self, and people wouldn't have to die in the Superdome. They couldn't coordinate and move them out for Katrina. Don't blame it on Bush, he's a puppet. Look, there's a whole lot of friggin' Democrats and everything in New Orleans. The sheriff, the mayor, the chief of police could have put out and said, let's get them on a bus, let's get them out of here. I know Bush is incompetent. But you ain't missing my point. Everything was Bush's fault. Bush was going to cancel the election. Bush is going to do this. Bush is going to do that. Bam, bam. Why don't you shut your account down because you told lies? You went on speculation and bullcrap. Okay? You're supposed to be this. You know, had a lot of hits. Bush hater, Bush hater. I don't like him to today. He's merely a puppet. Just like Obama's a puppet. They went to Obama. They said, you're going to do this. They told McCain, you're not going to be elected. We're going to use you in this way. That's the way the system works. Back to the fact of the business. 85,000 people to get out of New Orleans. They couldn't do it. They had a week's advance. How the hell did 2 million people come to D.C., stand around and wave at him like he's some kind of friggin' messiah, okay? Wave at him and pass out, and they had medics pick the gals up, to pick them back up, and they had everything, and they had it all lined up, the new Escalade, and oh my God, it was almost spinners on it, wasn't it? It probably had a boom box in the back of that friggin' thing, but I won't go there. But anyway, just being real tonight. Yeah, I ain't gonna do it. Anyway, let's get to the point. And if you think I'm racial, I don't give a crap. Screw you. I'm being realistic. I'm not being racial. I'm just telling you, look, just like white folks, hey, white folks like this, black folks like this. I'm just using analogies and putting the truth out. If you don't like the truth, big friggin' deal, okay? Now, back to the business. I figured I'd throw that out there. 85,000 New Orleans, couldn't get them out. Black folks, white folks, all of it drowned or stayed there and starved to death, in a Superdome, the roof ripped off of it. Nobody got nothing to it. FEMA's supposed to be for the evacuation and catastrophes. You know why their ASS's wasn't there? Because they're not really there for natural disasters. Wake up. But in any event, they couldn't get 85,000 out, but they got 2 million. Washington, D.C. And I'm still wondering, the way the economy is, I'm still wondering how in the hell all them people could get there when there's about 7 million, in all reality, jobs being lost in the last 12 months. But they got the money to go worship a piece of garbage New World Order puppet. Just to be there. Just to be close to you. You illegal. I mean, give me a break, dude. Some of you'll find that funny, some of you won't. But just to be close to him, to be on a barricade, and to have your have a anal and rectal and everything else examination just to get into D.C., okay? They'll do that. They'll sacrifice to get there just to see him, just to feel his presence. And this is supposed to be about earmarks, but I'm off on this tirade, and I'm enjoying the living daylights out of it. But they couldn't do anything about the people during the hurricane. And I'll remind you, Obama's just one thing. Bush is just one thing. So just as you want to say it ain't Obama's fault, it ain't just Bush's fault. I don't like neither one of them. But see, you want to compartmentalize Bush as being the Hitler evil dictator. And I'm not for him, I told you. But yet, when Obama screws up, you'll blame, every generation blames the one before. Remember what End Time's telling you. They'll blame failed 8 years of a Bush administration. We did the best we could. Even though the economy totally collapsed, we did the best we could. We pumped all the money we could do. We put an Israeli dual citizen in there to try to make it. We hired a bunch of blacks. We hired a few whites. We hired a few Mexicans. Who gives a rat's behind about what friggin' color they are? They all stupid. Is my point. Would you please wake up, America? Would you please understand what I am trying to tell you? You've all been systematically duped, and here's the thing. Here's what bothers me about the whole deal. Is they put it on the TV, and they bring it out to you as truth when it's a lie. And here's what they say. The politicians, the New World Order, every bit of that entangled web says they're too stupid to see the truth. Keep pumping it out, pumping it out, pumping it out. Because these American people are too stupid to realize what's happened to them. And they sit there and they drink their champagne, the Democrats, Republicans alike, and they laugh at you when you lose your home, when you're foreclosed on, and by God, when you're living in a tent and you're starving and your kid's backbone is suing their by God stomach for support. They laugh at you and they say, ha ha ha. That's just the way it is. And they think you're too stupid to wake up. But see, the reason I made this video is I don't believe you're stupid. I believe that God made you and you have every right to live in life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness just like anybody else. But if you don't listen to End Time, if you don't listen to the patriots, if you don't listen to the minds that know what's going on, You'll die stupid. I'll be back.